Welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors channel. My name is Chris, bringing it to you here from a beautiful Westlake Village, California. It's a sea of red out there, and Jerome Powell smashed the market again. What did he say yesterday? He said, look, instead of doing 3 rate cuts, we're only going to do 1. The market, I think, has overreacted. In fact, the CPI report came in better than expected. So inflation was coming down. And, the stock market has responded accordingly with a gap up here, making its way onwards and upwards towards the target. Bit of a gap fill there. So does that get filled, or is that a professional gap up here? Here's the big takeaway from yesterday's meeting with good old Jerome Powell. And this is what it was. They are going to cut rates at least one more time this year. So if you look at the dot plot, here it is. You had 4 Fed members that believe there's going to be 0 cuts by the end of the year. 7 Fed members that say we're going to get 1 rate cut. And 8 of them say 2 rate cut. So the bottom line is we've confirmed 1 rate cut before the end of the year. What else is going on in the land of crypto? Well, I'm sure you've heard the CRV CEO, who borrowed $95 million in stable coins against his $141 million in CRV tokens. Well, he's just been liquidated. Poor guy. Borrowed $95 million against his $140 million position, and all is over. There goes his mansion. There goes his ski goggles. Poor guy living the high life. No longer. And big nasty candle down. And what does this remind us of? Well, deviation below the bottom side of the range, making new all-time lows for Mr. CRV. I would expect a back test, but yeah, maybe this is one of the best buying opportunities of the year. Well, why is that? You got the great old thing saying the power of 3, right? 1, you've got the long bleed out. 2, you've got the deviation below the bottom side of the range. 3, you've got extremely low volatility. So if we can reclaim this range here on even a daily time frame, maybe we should. No, that's probably it. Probably this is going to be the area where you get the most points of confluence, a lot of taps along there. So back above 39 cents, this one's going to look bullish for a big bounce and a bit of a deviation. Just curious, this descending triangle, where's the measure move take us? For Mr. CRV, measuring from the 50% full, and what do you know? It breaks at 75% full, and that would be the full measure move on that one. I don't know if we're going to get that, but just wanted to bring it to our attentions here. What else did I want to bring up? Are we still in the trade zone for Ethereum Classic? On the 8-hour time frame, we are still closing above. And so basically, yeah, beautiful trade setup. 73% chance of hitting that TP1. And what I like to do sometimes is go like that. Boom. I think I will take that trade. I think I will. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. But assuming what I'm expecting is correct, which is if we look at Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame, we were catching some bids right at that level that we didn't want to lose, which is likely going to be that whoops, wrong thing. Here we go. Remove drawings. Okay, let's make it nice and clean. From the wick high to the low, nice double top there. We are basing right off the 382 where you'd expect the market to be bullish. And essentially, because we were not able to reclaim the high at $70,000, well, pressure's onto the downside. We got a nice railroad track, a nice strong rejection there. But we are getting bids back at the 382 level. So it's not a question of mine whether we get another bounce up to 69,000. The question is, are we going to reclaim it? Are we going to reclaim it? And is this going to be the confirmed low on the daily time frame? The low before ultimately going higher. Yeah, so that's the pivot to hold on the daily time frame. We don't want to see any closures below there. Next stop down, 64,000. Stop down from there, 62.5. And that is the fair value gap coming in right at this area. So even if we do get a little bit more correction to the downside, I would suspect a bit of a bounce from this point at the very least. But on the shorter term time frames, here's how I would be trading this. If we can just reclaim the 50% at 68,188, I'd expect a run back at 70,000 bucks. If we cannot get back above there, well, likely things do shift around to the downside, and we do play out the lower side targets. So again, we could get picked up right here and get a quite momentous move. I do expect that this was a bit of a fake out. Stock market looks good. No reason Bitcoin shouldn't follow here, other than Dixie popping its rear ugly head up. Checking out on total 3. That's all the market cap excluding Bitcoin. Still in a bit of consolidation here, making another lower high. We just don't want to close anywhere below the middle wick on total 3. So this would be your weekly pivot coming in here at whatever that is, that yellow line. Just don't want to see any closures back below that level on total 3. That's the market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ethereum coming into the value zone. That is right where they're not 0.5 in the 618 is delegated. Trying to get held up by the Y200 simple. If we can readjust here, get back above 3,600, I would be looking for a run back at the highs. Specifically 36,335. But as long as pressure is down here to the downside, pressure is down to the downside. Probably maybe has one more swing lower. Again, it's not unheard of for Bitcoin or Ethereum to play out a correction to that 0.5 in the 618. We're basing off the 0.5 at the moment. So the big question is Bitcoin going to reclaim its level and start to party to the upside, or are we going and are we going to get a massive rally over the weekend? If the market shakes this CRV thing off, shakes off everything else, let's just take a look at the heat map really quick for Mr. Bitcoin. Mr. Bitcoin, that's what they call him. Is it a male? Is it a female? Is it a thing? Fresh liquidity up there at 70,500. I am goosing the odds in a favor of a bounce now. We are probably massively short on those liquidation levels. So we are net short. People are more short now than they were before. 65,757. Short to long is about 50-50 right now. And there's that bounce target up at 71,000. So the question is, are we going to ping it up first or down first? 70,500, 71,000. Are we going to ping it all the way down to 63,000? That is the question. Right now, things are looking a bit more bearish at the moment. But that is where the most opportunity is, when you're at the bottom side of the range. Easy invalidations for Bitcoin. Really just, looking for a daily closure, below this wick, and probably a quick move down. I think it's bounced first and judge it from there. Do we put in another lower high is the question. That is the question. All right, I think gold looking weak. Silver looking weak. Pepe, I am beginning to think that some of the meme coins may be pulling back here. I just turned $140 into $1,300 over the last 2 weeks. Yes, it's possible in the land of cryptocurrency. My name is Chris Mitchell. I am the CEO of cryptocurrencies. And I'm bringing you this video because I'm going to give you some really good information on how to buy, sell, and trade digital currency. Now, you've probably heard about a lot of people making a lot of money in crypto, but you don't feel safe or intelligent enough to make the investment. That's why I created Bitcoin 101, how to stack sats using technical analysis. It's the crypto trader's dream to starting your crypto journey. It's absolutely free. All you gotta do is click on the link in the description below and we will get you your free guide today. Where's the pullback zone for Mr. Pepe? I really don't see anything. I do think we are going to bounce from here, in fact, especially if volatility begins to decline here as we approach that green 55. That is going to look good for a bit of a bounce. Casper, a lot of people want to know about this one. Declining volatility. Just don't want to see any closures back below this level here, coming in at 14 cents. As long as we're above there, bullish, below there, bearish, and probably revisits the 50 percentile at white 200 simple right there. When also looks like coming into a bit of a value area here. If we can reclaim the range lows here, again, with a quick bounce. It doesn't look like the case to me. In fact, if we call this an inverted head and shoulders, this thing could go much, much lower. Wow. The full retrace all the way back down. All the way back down to Doggy Town. That is the question. Are we going to get a full retrace on something like when coin? When? Bitcoin dominance also taking a leg up. People getting out of altcoins back into Bitcoin. Open interest. Open interest. Let's see if we can get open interest to pick back up. And can we just finally bust on through? If Bitcoin can bust on through, you're going to see a lot of these altcoins recover quite healthfully. And then funding rates, I'll end it with that. Funding rates are inconsequential at the moment. We want not 0.1%. That's when things get to be a bit overheated on the daily time frame. Let's check it out on the daily. So as you can see, we got up to the 0.6%. The last major sell-off came in 0.1%. You know, be on the whereabouts for that correction to be coming sooner than later. Other than that, guys, I'm going to leave you with that. I hope you have a blessed and highly favored rest of your day, and I will be back tomorrow with the next one. And just kind of reiterating the thoughts on Bitcoin is on the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, can we hold the pivot? Can we hold the pivot here, down here, 66,228? If we start to lose that, again, warning sign that we're going to come down to that green box. Overall, market is still bullish, and especially the head and shoulders is still going to be in play as long as we're above 60,700. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like button and have yourself a good one. Take care.